Hello and welcome to From No Crypto to No Crypto. This is Blockchain Wayne with another cryptocurrency podcast. Today's episode is brought to us by Concierge Club, mobile private key wallet and point of sale solution, helping to make crypto fast, easy, and the overall process more efficient while costing less, helping to take cryptocurrency mainstream. All right, today we have a special guest interview. We've got Miss Rachel Siegel, also known as Crypto Finally. Now, before I turn it over and we start asking Rachel some questions, I met Rachel in New Orleans a couple weeks ago at the Cryptocurrent conference, where she gave a powerful keynote that you'll be able to see sometime down the road if you weren't there in person. But Rachel has a phenomenal YouTube channel and web presence just in the crypto space. So I really wanted to kind of, bring her on the show, pick her brain, and really just see, what excites her about what she sees in the crypto space and why she does what she does. So Rachel, I want to thank you for joining us today. It's a pleasure to have you on. We've been trying to set this up for a few weeks now, right?
Yes, thank you. I'm really happy that we finally made it work. And yes, it was awesome to be out in New Orleans with you a few weeks ago. That was a really fun time. I'm really glad I got to get out there, and I'm happy that we're reconnecting now.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, before you were even set to be a keynote speaker, I spending just some hours just browsing YouTube. I came across your music videos a while back. So, how about you tell us, how did all that start? Like, how did you get into that space? Because you've got some amazing talent.
So the music video space, the cryptocurrency music video space, rather. Well, I was already working on a YouTube channel in cryptocurrency, but we made educational videos at the time. They were informative and had clear images, pretty easy to understand, just basics of blockchain and cryptocurrency technology. That channel was called Cryptonauts. So I was already pretty well versed in the crypto YouTube scene. In my past, I spent a lot of time writing what you might call comedy songs, which weren't quite the parodies that I do right now, but I've always written songs, jingles, things like that. And I really found, while I was working with that educational channel, this very special niche where I was able to take this world of cryptocurrency and these people who are really looking for knowledge, and my ability to sort of write these fun songs and find a way that we can actually educate in engaging and fun way. Basically, it's really just about making sure that there's quality content in the space, that we're all out here enjoying the community, and trying to really shine a light on that importance.
All right, awesome. So, I guess let's dive back in, and so that's kind of how you got into the YouTube space. But what about crypto in general? What attracted you to the space in crypto?
So in crypto, it's funny. So I am fairly new. I got involved last year in May during Consensus. I actually had friends who live out in Los Angeles who work in mainstream production, and I've known them through that background. I used to work for the Blue Man Group and several other companies based out of New York. And I knew them through that, and I met them, and they were going to all these Consensus after parties, which we know there are a ton in New York during Consensus Week. There's like 5 after parties a night. But I went out there, I started networking with people. I didn't know very much about it at the time, but I realized that I really enjoyed the community, and I really enjoyed this sort of tech forward and future forward aspect of it, that we were really thinking about solutions for us moving forward. And I really enjoyed it right off from the start. And so after I went to all those parties at Consensus, I started working with that channel that I was just talking about, and it was really just full throttle from there.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Cool. So I guess looking at your videos and seeing what you have, I mean, it's educational, it's fun, and I believe you were asked this question whenever we were at the conference, but most of your content is geared towards everyone, right? People of all ages.
Absolutely. So the purpose, the major underlying purpose of the content is that it can access basically everyone. The content's G-rated. I want younger people to be able to get involved. I want to target millennials. I use fun songs that we're already familiar with. So these are parody songs. I did Afro Man, Because I Got High, Because I Bought High. I did Britney Spears' Toxic Top 6. And it sounds corny when I put it like that, but if you take the time out to watch the music videos, it really is just trying to access this new demographic and this new niche that might not have been involved prior.
Okay. Now looking at kind of what you're geared toward, you mentioned, in your talk, and I know we're probably going to, have your talk probably shown down the road once the creator of the conference gets it out. But I just wanted to find out if you wanted to touch briefly on anything there that you talked about, because it was really eye-opening for myself, being in crypto for a little while, and then just seeing kind of how it ties in with just the pop culture.
Yeah.
What?
Sorry. Absolutely. Sorry, now I'm coughing. But yeah, so the topic of my keynote that I did in New Orleans was basically the media portrayal of cryptocurrency counterculture over time, and the way that has sort of affected perception of the space and the market and the people who are able to get involved and participate in what's going on. So I basically take a historical look at cryptocurrency and media, the ways that it has, again, in the portrayals, but over time, the way that the portrayal has changed. So, and this is a talk that I am going to release the full video. I'm probably going to make an additional video about this, but I started in 2012. When the first mentions of cryptocurrency start hitting pop culture and media, we start seeing it in television, we start hearing about it on the radio, we start seeing big icons, tech moguls get involved. And we watch that arc happen over time. We stop in 2014 and we see who's really starting to get involved in that time, because we do see more media mentions, but it's demographically profiled to a very similar group of people. And we're talking about tech forward people. We're talking about people who indulge and have statistically and historically indulged in this kind of movement, which is fantastic, but it does not, it wasn't allowing people who didn't indulge in this specific type of media about tech to become a part of the space. And so I'm basically taking a larger historical look at the way that profile has changed in media, the way that it's hit hip hop culture, the way that the idea of cryptocurrency has gone from difficult to understand hackers in their basement trying to, do something criminal, to really inciting a movement of young people who want to do something for themselves and want to start their own business ventures. And it's very, very interesting to watch this change over time in pop culture, in media, and also see the way that it is actually affecting individuals on the ground floor of this. So it's a really interesting talk, and I wish that I could get more into it, or you know what, I'd love to come back and talk more about it with you as well. But I think that it's really important. It's really important for us to start thinking about the way that people are perceiving the space, and really start thinking about how we can grow and adopt and, sort of take advantage of that movement.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I kind of jumped into my next question. I was going to ask you, what else do you think we need to see? Like, where do you think we need to see just exposure to crypto go for it to get a better light? Because, after watching your keynote, and I was paying attention the last couple of weeks, I don't watch TV often, but I normally watch a few shows that are recorded, and starting to see, there's crypto showing up in all of those episodes, whether it's a comedy or this past week, it was a past episode of The Blacklist. I don't know if you're familiar with the show.
Well, what's interesting is for me too, when I got back from New Orleans, I've been watching a lot of sci-fi. I've been really interested in quantum physics and sort of interdimensional and time travel right now. I've been really heavy on it for the last couple months. Anyway, but in Netflix, and it's funny because both of these shows are Netflix originals. Both of these, which just released the second season of the OA, they're talking about Ethereum.
Mm.
Right off the first episode, they're talking about Ethereum, and it starts, it's casual, but they're talking about Ethereum on a Netflix special. And then I think there was one other sci-fi, and it's just, they were just talking about cryptocurrency, and I felt it. I felt, what's going on in that space. Like all of a sudden we're really seeing it. It's hitting heavy, more media portrayals, more movies, more television shows. And I really just think that this is a real emerging time.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, what else what other kind of content do you think we need to see just to make it go more, just to drive the awareness? You and I kind of talked about this, I guess, the day before the conference, a little bit in terms of whether it was books or anything else. What kind of content do you think we need to see to really drive awareness out there?
Well, I just think it's really important that we involve educational content, but accessibly. So accessible educational content is going to be really important. And this means breaking it down. The people who are making the content very well will have a higher knowledge of the space, but we really do need to consider our work as educators, if that's what we're trying to do. And what educators need to do is to wind it back and be able to speak from the perspective of the people who are trying to learn. And that's going to be vital, I think, to growth in this space, is really making sure that the content that we're putting out there, and that while we try to educate, that these people who really desperately need to learn can actually engage with it. It shouldn't be going over your head. It should slow itself down. Things that are really helpful, graphics, just people don't understand. And people who have the brain for blockchain, honestly, can't get into the people who don't have the brain for blockchain. And that's a very real thing. Some people just cannot process things these ways. Mm-hmm. Some people's minds just do not work this way, but we still need to involve them in the space. And so I just really think it's important to really consider what you're putting out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, your videos, when somebody, recently I had a few people ask me to kind of explain a little bit better how to get involved, how to buy, and I'd start off with your video. What was the MEMS
This
remix?
Is how I bought. Yeah.
This is how I bought, right? Because it gets people's attention. There was, when I first got into space, there was videos out there, but they were just so boring. It was either it dumbed it down to where people can understand it, but it just wasn't like your average person wasn't going to click on that video, or it was too extreme. So. Absolutely. I feel the same way. Bridging the gap is where we've got to go. We've got to make it easier for people to get into the space. It's, I know when I first got in, it was just trying to figure out, what to do, how to do this, how to do that, how to get on different exchanges, and really then how to understand, hey, what am I really buying? Like, what is the purpose of this? It's a long road. So, absolutely. What any insight into some future videos that may be coming, or not necessarily giving it all away, but just
I actually have 3 that I'm working on right now actively. I am doing it's a clip show. It's a new music video with a brand new song, and I'm going to be involving footage from all the conferences that I've been at and the people that I've met, and I think that one should be really fun for the community. And then I have another one which I've spoken about in the past that I'm finally starting to really work on, which is a Gloria Gaynor song. I'm doing I Will Survive, and it is called I Will Derive, and it is a ode to Vitalik, and I think it's going to be a really fun time. It's actually one of the first songs that I ever wrote with Crypto Finally, but it's just been one of those ones that's been tricky, and I've been going back to and working on over and over again. So I think I'm finally going to get that one out soon. I think it's going to be awesome. And then I have one that I am going to be shooting when I get back from the conferences in Los Angeles in April. And I think it might top my stock exchange video. So I would look out for that one. It's going to be pretty fun. It's going to be shot out in New York City. And, I think that people are going to really enjoy it. So
Cool. So I have a question about the New York Stock Exchange video, right? That's the top 6 song. How was it filming that? I mean, it was, you kind of mentioned briefly a little bit about that experience. So why don't you tell everybody about it?
So the video that you're referring to is the top 6 cryptocurrencies. It is a remix of Britney Spears' "Toxic," and I went scantily clad to the New York Stock Exchange to pick up some footage, which would later involve a superimposed Vitalik, Brad Garlinghouse, Roger Ver, um, and it was a pretty fun time. I was legitimately wearing these thigh-high sequin boots and this little XRP outfit while I was there. You can check out the video if you want to go into more detail about what I'm talking about. But it was pretty fun. I got up on the federal monument, and you'll see those shots in the video. And there were hundreds of people standing at the bottom of the monument at the stock exchange taking videos. And it's funny that you mentioned this, because just a couple days ago, I had someone reach out to me on Twitter and post a photo of me at the stock exchange from when I did that video shoot. So this is a stranger who was there. And I want you to keep in mind that when I shot that video, this was October of 2018. Crypto finally did not exist. So this person took this photo. I was wearing these kind of underwear that said XRP bitch on the back. And this man took this photo and he held onto the photo, and he finds me as Crypto Finally. He's part of the XRP community. And he's like, "Oh my God, I finally found you." And I'm just like, it's insane. It's kind of crazy, the kind of traction that this stuff gets. And it's really interesting to find out, who is involved in these communities and who's just like waiting for a scantily clad girl at the stock exchange so that they can express their devotion to XRP. Like,
Doesn't happen very often, right?
No, apparently. I was genuinely concerned that security was going to ask me to leave. I actually told my videographer that. I was like, "Hey, just so you know, this might be something that happens." But security actually had a really good time, and they didn't say anything. I spoke to them for a few minutes, but it was all laughs.
Okay. Yeah, that was the part I found interesting, that you guys were pretty much expecting to get kicked out at any point, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it was ridiculous. It was definitely a scene. But I guess it's New York City, and you can kind of do that.
Yep. So, I've told you this, and people are going to get to see it whenever your keynote speech gets published on video. But it was very powerful, right? As far as what you did on stage, your presence on stage, not just your talent as a musician, what you do with Crypto Finally, but just, your speech from the stage. It's really going to open a lot of people's eyes. So where else do you have any other plans this year for any other keynote speeches so far?
So I have a few plans coming up in the next few months. I am, I don't know if you know this, I'm the host of the Bitcoin Center events in New York. So once a month, I speak at the Bitcoin Center in New York every first Thursday. It's called Satoshi Square, and we're at the Basement Bar in Chinatown. It's a really great community gathering. A lot of people come out. Everyone from the Bitcoin Center is there. So I will be doing that, and I will continue to be doing that. I am going to be speaking out in Texas at the Bitcoin Bend meetup, which is happening next week, April 6th. So that's going to be a pretty good time. I'm excited about it. I'm doing a really special collaboration with Wild West Crypto Show while I'm out there. It should be pretty cool and exciting. I'm honestly have a lot coming up. As far as speaking, I'm going to be emceeing. I know it just like kind of rambles on, but I'm going to be emceeing at the Crypto Chicks hackathon, which is going on in May, and I think that one's pretty cool because Vitalik is going to be speaking there. And if you do watch my NYSE top 6 music video, please note that at that time, I mean, I just started. I mean, you'll see, but I'm half naked. Vitalik is there. I love the guy, and I can't believe that in 5 months' time, I've gone from creating that video to actually emceeing a conference that he's going to be speaking at. It's pretty fun. And that's about it. I want to get involved in some more hackathons. I think it's really awesome to be a part of this community.
Nice. Yeah, we kind of had that talk. That was one thing that was kind of missing from the New Orleans conference that we'll look to have him at next year as a hackathon.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be really fun. I'm really excited about this one that's going on in June in San Francisco, Bitcoin 2019 conference. I don't know if you've heard anything about it, but they have a growth hack, which is to create a video a quote unquote Super Bowl type video that appeals to the Bitcoin community and mass adoption. And I think I'm going to be getting a team together and actually be working on that hack. So it sounds like a lot of fun.
Nice. All right, cool. That's really all the questions I had. I definitely want, you're out there other than on YouTube, which they can find you as Crypto Finally, but what other platforms can people connect with you on?
YouTube and Twitter are my big ones. So I'm going to be Crypto Finally on YouTube and Twitter. It's Crypto Finally across all platforms. If you are on the Steem blockchain, if you're part of the Steemit community, I am also on Steemit and DTube as Crypto Finally. I'm getting excited about Uptrend. It's a new platform similar to Reddit. I really suggest you check it out. Mines, I'm all over the place right now, but my majors would be Steem, DTube, Twitter, and YouTube as Crypto Finally.
Nice. Yeah, you just taught me something. So I wasn't aware. I've got Mines, but I wasn't aware. What was the other one you had mentioned besides Mines?
So Uptrend is really fantastic. It's a lot like Reddit, but it's geared towards the cryptocurrency community. It's got a utility token attached to it. It might not be a utility token. Don't quote me on that. I just might not have figured out how to exchange it. But it's pretty cool, and people are really awesome and involved, and really nice on there and supportive. I really do recommend the Uptrend community. So I've just been expanding my platforms as well. So I'm getting to know new ones. But yeah, I'm Crypto Finally across anything. If you just type in Crypto Finally, you'll see it from there.
Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of new platforms coming out, and I definitely want to, I like to try them all out as well, just to see what's going to stick, what's not. There's a lot of issues with current social media platforms that I think, especially blockchain can revolutionize.
Absolutely.
We've got some friends out of Vegas that are working on one called Float. I don't know if you've heard of Float before.
I have not.
FLOTE. They're working in they're actually part of the Draper Boost VC fund.
Okay.
Working on getting that put out, but yeah, that's a big one that I think will be good. But that people definitely want to try out different platforms. Have you dabbled at all in DSound audio?
No, I haven't.
So DSound.audio is actually it's kind of plugged into Steemit, but it's a decentralized platform where you can publish audio content. Whether it's music or podcasts, I post a podcast there, and you can earn some of the Steemit dollars on there as well.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I will definitely check it out.
Yeah.
The Steem community has been really supportive. It's been fantastic. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I definitely want to thank you for joining us. I know we've been trying for a little while to make this happen. I appreciate you taking the time today to join us today. And everybody, if you haven't checked it out already, make sure you go search Crypto Finally. One last thing. So Crypto Finally, what's in the name?
Crypto Finally?
Yeah.
Well, part of it was just, okay, and it's silly, but I got the handle across all platforms. It was really important to me to get the handle across all platforms. I wanted to be my name. I didn't want anyone else to be me. And the Finally is really just, hey, you know what? The space is here. Let's all get involved. Let's all be a part of it. And, just finally, and I've been exposed to this, and finally, and let's grow on this, and finally, and cryptocurrency is going to be important, finally. So more or less, it's just the enthusiasm for the space.
Nice. I kind of had that. I was thinking that, but I wanted to ask just to clarify it. It was something I thought about earlier, but I forgot to write it down. So, all right. Well, thanks, Rachel, for joining us today. And everybody, if you haven't connected with her across different platforms, Crypto Finally, check out some of the awesome content she's putting out all the time. So, all right. Thanks, everybody, for listening in, and we will catch you on the next episode.